Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome on into one of our Lords of Limited Showdown videos. My name is Ben Warney, aka MisterMetronome, one of the co-hosts of Lords of Limited podcast. 2 seats down from me here is Ethan Sachs, LordTupperware. And if you don't know what this is a video where we both join the same draft pod, we draft our decks, and we will jam them in the friendly queues against each other. So while we're getting set here, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, leave us a comment in the YouTube sections. Any and all of that helps grow our channel, and we greatly appreciate it. So, pack 1, pick 1 here. I think Wavebreak Hippocamp is the best card in the pack. All of these uncommons are strong here. I think you could make a case for any of these cards. I think there's no commons in consideration. Lower on Destiny Spinner because I don't love green. Daxos is like great if you're in a heavy white deck. We don't know if we're going to end up there. I think Wavebreak Hippocamp is the most powerful and flexible card here, and I do feel much more comfortable drafting blue these days than I did at the start of the format. So, going to snap that up. Ooh, this is an interesting choice here. So, somebody took the rare out of this pack, so not much information to be gained here. We do have 4 uncommons because there's a foil uncommon. So, we passed a good green, white, and red card. We passed no good black. So Gray Merchant of Asphodel is very strong. It's one of the linchpins of a black deck. The downside is you do have to be heavy black to really take advantage of it, but if you get in that deck and you get recursion pieces like the Black Omen, this is your deck. Similarly, Staggering Insight is also a very good reason to draft blue-white, and also we could be base blue splashing Staggering Insight. That's an option as well. So those are the only 2 cards in consideration for me out of this pack, and it's sort of a coin toss here. I almost think Staggering Insight is more flexible. However, I don't know, it's so tough. This is where just like knowing if black's going to be open or not, I think I'm just going to take Staggering Insight and ship the Gary along. All right, so it's weird because I think Staggering Insight almost gives us a little more flexibility, because if we had taken Gary, we would be priced in to taking Lampad here and just holding on to black for dear life. And I think despite the fact that Staggering Insight's gold, yes, we can draft blue-white, but we also could just draft, blue X, whatever. And there's lots of ways to splash in the format. So I think Staggering Insight almost lends itself to being more flexible. So normally I would be on Hero of the Pride or Heliod's Punishment here, but the fact that we have a Staggering Insight makes Starlit Mantle way more valuable. It goes very well with both of our first 2 cards here. And so you would expect to be able to get Starlit Mantle later than this, but there's been times for an entire draft I've been looking for a Starlit Mantle and haven't been able to pick one up. So I'm not going to risk it not wheeling here. Also, this keeps us deeper into blue and keeps splashing Staggering Insight as an option. So I like Starlit Mantle here over Hero, Heliod's Punishment, and a Lampad. All right, not the most exciting of packs here. So this is a choice between... Whoa, what happened to our timer here? It's on zeros. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reserve... That startled me. Sorry for the alarm there. Thought maybe I was lagging. I think I'm going to take Deny the Divine here over Ichthyomorphosis because we have Wavebreak Hippocamp. These have become lots closer to me over the start of the format. So I'm going to snap up Deny the Divine here. I don't know where the clock's at. Not really considering anything else. All right, there we got a normal clock back. Whew. So interesting between Heliod's Pilgrim and Archon of Falling Stars here. Archon's a better card, but again, like Heliod's Pilgrim gets Staggering Insight, which is the best card we have in our pile right now, and we would much prefer to like find this, use it, than we would, hope to draw it and get it back with Archon if our opponent killed our creature. We're on the very much get this on a creature protected plan. And so I like Pilgrim over Archon here, despite that being a close pick. Also some consideration to Rise to Glory here, but we want to be deeper into a multicolored deck before we're interested in that card. So Pilgrim's a nice pickup here, and maybe showing us that blue-white might be open. All right, this is interesting. So there's some red here, Skophos Warleader being the best card, but nothing that's good enough to move me off what I've currently got going on. I do like Triumphant Surge in a blue-white deck, but I think I'm going to take Thirst for Meaning here just to dig us towards Staggering Insight. It's an instant to go along with Wave Break Hippocamp. We are going to need to up our creature count, pick up some goals here and things along that nature, but this is a fine time to grab a Thirst for Meaning. Also, again, still leaves us open to the base blue splash deck. All right, Brine Giant is a great pickup here. As the format's gone on, I've had more and more and more respect for Brine Giant. It's just a big boy. Comes down late in the game, and it is the biggest thing other than Nyxborn Colossus, and Nyxborn Colossus is pretty bad. So yeah, definitely like picking up a Brine Giant here. Flicker of Fate goes well with Heliod's Pilgrim, but we don't need to get that deep yet. And again, nothing else to really move us off of blue here. If we had taken that Gary, I think our deck would be significantly worse. I think we would be floundering trying to find a lane here. All right, so Sunmane Pegasus is an insanely good pickup for us here. It wears a Staggering Insight very well, like wears a Commanding Presence very well, and similarly, if Sunmane Pegasus weren't here, I think I would take Thaumaturge's Familiar over Skophos Warleader just because you need flyers to put Staggering Insight on to really maximize it. But happily going to grab a Sunmane Pegasus here over the Skophos Warleader. This is a great sign for us. Holy cow. Okay, so no blue cards in the pack, which is fine, but we've been getting a fairly steady stream of blue the whole way. Black has dried up, green has dried up, so seems like we are in the right lane for our seat here, which is a great place to be in this format. Not having to audible really helps improve the quality of your deck. So we want Blessing to go along because we want to be on the Protect our Staggering Insighted creature plan, and just an instant to go along with Wave Break Hippocamp. All of this, like, every card we've got is very synergistic together right now. So, great pickup. Take a Traveler's Amulet now on the wheel. This is exactly when you want to be picking up Traveler's Amulet. This gives us options to splash if we want to. We're not going to miss a Nyxborn Courser, and no interest in Soul Reaper of Mogus with this start to the draft here. Alright, I'm going to take an Oriata Mountains Blaze now out of this pack. I think it's unlikely that we end up audibling to base blue-red, but not completely out of the realm of possibility, and this does a reasonable Thirst of Possibilities impression. Not Thrill of Possibilities, rather. Not Thirst of Possibilities. I knew that wasn't right. That was that awkward pause you just heard. I knew I'd said the wrong thing, but I didn't know how it was wrong. Okay, so Elite Instructor, get on in here. Nothing to consider. We'll cut a Scavenging Harpy, sure. Flummox Cyclops, and Island. All right, so I said it wasn't likely that we would go to blue-red. We are now officially base blue-red. So, I think that means this gets out and both of these get out for the moment. And we'll see, maybe we end up being more of a 3-color deck, but we are 100% to put Phoenix of Ash in our deck, and Oriata's in, and maybe this Flummox Cyclops is in. I think that honestly makes it more likely that Elite Instructor is going to make our deck, because it puts cards in the yard for the Phoenix and helps us find our Phoenix. We'll put the Traveler's Amulet in with a stack of white cards here. So the white cards are all fine, but nothing great enough to really make us want to draft white. So Phoenix in, feels good. Whew. Holy cow. These are some cards here. So Heliod's Intervention is insane. It's a borderline bomb. I don't think it's as good as Phoenix of Ash, but it's very good. Could push us back towards blue-white. White and red were both about the same amount of open in that last pack. There's also Mischievous Chimera and Omen of the Forge here. So what's a better plan? Is Mischievous Chimera plus our blue cards splashing Insight a better plan? Or are we just better off? Like, we could go red-white splash blue? That seems a little harder. People whose opinion I really trust have told me that Mischievous Chimera is insane in the format. I think I'm going to take it here. It's also another flyer for our Staggering Insight to wear. I'm going to take it and see. All right, feeling great about that choice. Although I think that was a very close pick and a toss-up, and I just got lucky. I'm going to take an Erois' Blessing here quite happily over Dream Shaper Shaman. So Erois' Blessing, get on in. And this is looking like a very good blue-red aggressive deck. And I think the way we're currently looking, I'm in for running Flummox Cyclops. Could take it or leave it, and the Traveler's Amulet will be in the deck to help us splash Staggering Insight. Although I could see a world where we get to a point where we don't want to splash Staggering Insight. This pack is considerably less exciting. So, Haktos, unlikely here. So then we're looking at any of the blue, red, or white cards. I think we're taking a blue card here. I don't have strong feelings about what. I think it's between Stern Dismissal and Madomai's Prophecy. I think I want Madomai's Prophecy. Stern Dismissal has a little more synergy with like the Chimera and the Hippocamp. But the Prophecy digs us towards Phoenix and Hippocamp. I think I want Prophecy. This card's been awkward enough, though. I think we'll be able to pick up a Stern Dismissal if we want one. I'm going to take Prophecy here. Ooh, Chimera. Ding. Let's go. That is the single best card we could get right now that's a common or uncommon. Huge pickup for us. Seems like black is not flowing from both directions as well. So let's get Shimmerwing Chimera on in here. Would like to wheel that Starlit Mantle that was in that pack that we just took the Chimera out of. We're going to snap up a Thrill of Possibilities here. Non-foil over foil. Don't at me. Yeah, nothing else to really consider. It's going to dig us towards our bombs. We already have an Oread and no interest in Riptide Turtle in this deck. Okay, so here we have a choice between Arena Trickster, Nyxborn Seaguard, and Triton Wave Rider. We have a reasonable amount of enchantments in the deck. I think to the point where I like Wave Rider more than I like Arena Trickster. And I don't think in general I want a Nyxborn Seaguard in the deck. So let's get Wave Rider on in here. Alright, Vexengull is a perfect pickup. Would not hate a copy of Sleep of the Dead in the deck. We'll see if we get one late. We're not going to go out of our way to pick one up over a card like Vexengull here, but Gull is a great pickup for this deck. No consideration of the Sweet Oblivion here. I feel like I should mention that. Alright, Underworld Ragehound is our first escape creature. Feels very strong here. And again, like, we're focused enough that we might not end up splashing the Staggering Insight. I'm going to tentatively put this stuff in the board and see where we go from here. So let's get all this stuff in. Underworld Ragehound, let's go. Take a Naiad, put it in the board. Actually, I think I'm pretty unlikely to play this Naiad, and maybe there's a world where we want to splash Revoke Existence. I think I'm actually going to do that. Alright, we do get a free Sleep of the Dead. That's nice. We can think about whether or not we want that to make the main deck. And we get a free Stern Dismissal. Also nice. Cut a Fruit. Snap up a Memory Drain. And sure. So our decision to take Chimera there, holy cow, really panned out for us. So our removal situation is currently Erois' Blessing or Bust. And then we've got some tempo plays. I don't think I have the self-control to pass up on Shimmerwing Chimera, though, as much as I would really like that Fateful End. So Chimera makes any omen that we get from this point on, insane. We already have Erois' Blessing to combo with it and Madomai's Prophecy to combo with it. I guess that's not great. Oh, we have Starlit Mantle too to give everything pseudo hexproof and to like keep re-triggering Wave Break Hippocamp. Enchantment creature for Brine Giant. I can't help myself. I don't know. Fateful End might be the right pick here, but the upside on Chimera, even with just one pack to go, I think is too high. All right, so now we don't have a great option here. We could take Final Death and splash it. That's not insane. Lagana Band Storyteller doesn't do much for us. Caliphie I don't like. Incendiary Oracle's a fine pickup here. We don't have a lot of 2-drop creatures. That's probably just the pick. We're not that desperate for interaction that I think we need to go out of our way to splash Final Death. So Incendiary Oracle, get in as a good 2-drop. All right, another Mire's Grasp, but again, that ship has sailed, so we're going to take another Incendiary Oracle for the curve here. Would really like to see some omens. Really, really, really like to see some omens. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that we could see like pick 5/6 blue or red omen. I think red's more likely than blue, but Oracle, get in. Curious if you have thoughts on that Fateful End Chimera pick in pack 3, what you would have taken, if you think I greeted there or if I did the right thing. Fateful End was certainly the more like consistently quality card, but I think the upside on Chimera was higher. I don't know. It was a very interesting pick. Still no omens, which is a bummer. So Furious Rise is not good in our deck. We just have Flummox, Cyclops, and Brine Giant. And I don't even know how likely the Flummox Cyclops is to make the final cut. I think we just take an Oread here. Maybe it makes the cut, maybe it doesn't. Nothing else we're particularly interested in. Yeah, no luck here in pack 3 as far as omens. And I think we're probably past the point where we can expect to see an omen. So there's no white cards we're interested in though. Hero of the Games, do we have ways to target that? We really don't. We have Starlit Mantle and Erois' Blessing. I don't think we want a second Sleep of the Dead. That seems aggressive to me with how few ways we have to put stuff into the graveyard. I don't think we really want a Memory Drain either though, and we definitely don't want a Nyxborn Seaguard. I don't like Elite Instructor. I'm going to take Memory Drain here. I am not happy about it. We already have a Memory Drain on the board. I'm actually going to take Sleep of the Dead. Alright, Thrill of Possibilities, sure. That will make the cut. It's not going to be insane. I think it's better than Scophos Maze Warden though. Bummer that we didn't see the blue or red omen this pack. So Thrill, get in. And Escape Velocity. I do not want that. So I guess we take an Arena Trickster here, and maybe this makes the cut, maybe it doesn't. And another thing we should consider is whether we want to splash this Staggering Insight. I don't think we need to. I think we have the tools to win the game without it, and I think it's a fairly large cost to our consistency with just the Traveler's Amulet. I guess we have 2 Thrills. I'm not going to miss Arena Trickster, so I am going to take Unknown Shores here. It at least leaves the option open in sideboarding without totally warping my deck. And again, this is a big bunch of nothing that we don't care about. So Tessin Training combos with our Shimmerwing Chimeras. So as it turns out, in hindsight, Fateful End definitely would have been better. I'm going to take an Arena Trickster here over Wave Rider, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have a modest enchantment count. All right, Thirst is a nice pickup. That may or may not make the deck. Take a familiar here and unlikely to play it. Another Sleep of the Dead, sure. Whoa. Hello, Chimera and Hero of the Pride. That's ridiculous. Let's move. I guess I cut Chimera. It doesn't matter. We're in a league. Let's be real. All right, so I think that draft went well. Pack 3 was not great for us. But I don't think it would have been great regardless of whether we'd stuck to blue-white or blue-red. It wasn't like I was shipping busted white cards along in Pack 3. But maybe if I'd done a better job of cutting white in Pack 2, it would have flowed in Pack 3. You never know. Once you go down a route, there's no knowing what the alternate reality would have been like. Okay. So, group creatures separately here. I like all of our 2s. Not crazy about Elite Instructor at 3. We can cut a 4-drop for sure. Brine Giant's definitely staying. And I think the 2 Chimeras have to stay just because of the Wombo combo with Starlit Mantle and Erois' Blessing. Because if it does come together, it's so good. I think we cut Flummoxed Cyclops. Like, we're planning to beat down, but you never know. And we've got instant speed stuff to do here, like all of everything except Sleep of the Dead and Madomai's Prophecy. We also can pick up Madomai's Prophecy with Shimmering Chimera. And then the other question is, do I want to splash Staggering Insight? We only have the Starlit Mantle as a way to protect it. I think it's not. My gut says it's not worth it. Like that just straight blue-red is good enough. So what's cuttable? We're either cutting another creature or another spell. Sleep of the Dead, I think, is on the chopping block. But I kind of want to try it out. I have not had Sleep of the Dead in a blue-red deck yet, and we're looking fairly tempo-oriented here. So then, like, Stern Dismissal or Thirst for Meaning. I think with Double Thrill, we don't need 2 Thirsts. I'm going to cut a Thirst. Although, I don't know. Phoenix is so strong. We could cut an Oriad of Mountain's Blaze. That I could be convinced is right. And then we still have... Because it's not a great blocker, and we already have so much stuff here, and all that does is make our Triton Wave Rider a little worse. So what's our enchantment count for that? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not great. So is this better than Flummox Cyclops? I think so. And then, do we want a Traveler's Amulet? I think the answer to that is no. Like, Ethan's on 16 lands Traveler's Amulet when you care about the graveyard. It's just been a little too awkward for me to really want to do that. So I'm going to just play my 17 lands here. So let's combine our groups. Sort by convert mana cost, add some lands. This says 9/8 in favor of blue. I do not buy that. I want 9/8 in favor of red. Because we have the Phoenix, and we've got the Thrills early, and we've got most of our 2-drops want to come down with red. So you were close, Magic Online. All right, and we will see you in the rounds against Ethan.
All right, here we are for my portion of the draft. This is Lord Tupperware. Ben's 2 to our right, as you know, so hopefully you'll see some of the goodies that he passes us. But this is a goodie to open here in Heliod Suncrown, one of the best cards in the set, period. And nice that white is a pretty deep color, but none of these 3 white cards are particularly strong. Could definitely see wheeling, Nyxborn Courser out of this pack, which would help to lead to our white devotion. But also, Heliod's just a good splash, period. This is an enchantment to give some creatures lifelink and suit them up with some counters. This is all gravy for me. If Heliod were not here, I would rank the cards Irosis Blessing, Warbriar Blessing, and then the rest of it, and then I guess Witness, and the rest of it feels fairly context dependent. Maybe Slaughter Priest in there at some point, though this is not a gold card I'm excited to take first. So we'll slam Heliod Suncrowned into our pile and get to follow that up with a nice Laganaban Storyteller. This is a card that I like quite a bit. Again, there's some life gain synergy here with Heliod. Just has really strong synergy as you move throughout the draft with getting back, whatever, Dreadful Apathies, even some Sagas or Myers Grasps if we end up lucky enough to draft black. But Storyteller's great. Similarly, I like Sunmane Pegasus a lot as a life gain source, good evasive threat. Not that hard to pump the mana into this to gain the life and then have it back on blocks. This has been a real strong card. That's why it's in my top 3 white commons for now. The rest of this pack, pretty medium, honestly, like Incendiary Oracle, Vexing Gull as the best cards here. So Storyteller, that is. Oh, baby. And a Daxos from Ben. We are doing it. This is a beautiful start to a draft. I love being on easy mode here. So a rare and an uncommon missing from Ben's pack. So, not much to glean here. If Daxos were not here, I don't know. I think I would take Destiny Spinner. I do like that it's an enchantment for Laganaban Storyteller. I like this card a lot. I like green still. I think I'm probably the only person in the world who still likes drafting green in this format. Feels like most folks are down on it pretty hard. But Daxos is a fantastic follow-up here to our first couple picks, and it'd be really hard for me to get pushed off of white at this point, I would say. Really going to be trying to draft white pretty hard at the moment. So we'll see if Ben and who's this person? This is Jay Carter. If Jay Carter want to, sort of cooperate here and ship us some white, I'd be happy to see that. Ben's new hotness, he's coming off a 3 trophy streak. His new hotness is the multicolored good stuff deck. So we'll see if he, elects to draft that deck or bias himself towards that deck or whatever, based on the cards that he sees. Here we're gonna probably, it's a question of, do we want to deviate for a card that's stronger like Witness or Nyx Herald, or do we want to just take a card like Amulet to open us up a little bit, or do we want to just keep cutting white? And I'm gonna keep cutting white with Envoy in particular. Again, so we're looking at, this is another enchantment, so that makes Storyteller a little better. It wears the counter from Heliod quite well. Like, starting to suit this up is nice. It makes some future picks better, like especially Commanding Presence, being able to go like 2-drop into that. It's going to make other auras better for us. Indomitable Will as a cheaper aura with this, and this is also a good target for it. Sentinel's Eyes, getting a 2/3 Vigilant is nice. Like, this is all pretty nice for us, and we continue to not really pass a lot of white. I don't think people like Nyxborn Courser, though honestly, we are in the market for Nyxborn Courser here as the draft progresses. Gonna just keep being on easy mode here with mono white cards. Hero of the Pride, not exciting for our deck by any stretch now, but again, as the draft progresses, can certainly get a little better. We're now going to be looking out for some Sentinel's Eyes and even Indomitable Wills, and continue to not pass any white signals, which is nice. This may just, in fact, be the best card in the pack, period. I like Temple of Deceit just fine, but, all these other cards are quite context-dependent. And not to say that Hero of the Pride isn't context-dependent, as it's just a bear in our deck at the moment, but it's really doing what white wants to do here. So we'll snap that up. Similarly, just going to keep on keeping on with mono white with another Transcendent Envoy. If Envoy weren't here, I guess I would take Ichthyomorphosis. Maybe a blue-white Skies deck presents itself to us, but I'd see no reason to deviate from game plan number 1. And I would expect perhaps some of those Nyxborn Coursers to wheel, which would be nice, giving us more devotion for Daxos and Heliod, giving us some more Constellation triggers if we end up anywhere that cares about Constellation triggers. But, another card to return with Laganaban Storyteller. So this is, as far as drafting goes, this has not been perhaps the most exciting. I wonder if folks would have taken any tiebreakers, and boy howdy, Archon of Falling Stars is a nice pickup here. Again, much like Laganaban Storyteller caring about a bunch of enchantments, this does too, and we can either be a more aggressive deck or perhaps lean towards a more controlling deck with these late game powerhouses like Heliod and Archon, but I am feeling thrilled. This is like just what stuff dreams are made of in this format, with like you open up a bomb and then get to take only cards of that color throughout pack one. Feels great. Now we could take a plains, but I'm not going to do that. We have to make a decision about what potential second color is going to be, and I'm going to take Scophos War Leader. This is not a great shell for the card, I guess, initially. You know, we probably won't end up with a ton of fodder for this, but this is the best card here. Maybe Triumph of Anax is interesting if we ended up with some tokens. Stern Dismissal if we knew we were more assertive or tempo-y, but I'm just going to take the War Leader. It's going to go and sit in the sideboard here. And just as I suspected, Nyxborn Courser did wheel. Now, there were two other white cards in the pack, right? There was Flicker of Fate and there was Hero of the Winds. So sort of surprised to see only one of those, because those are all kind of medium white cards. So keep in mind that perhaps some other folks found reasons to get into white, but I would assume that we've cut it pretty well, and I'm happily going to take this Courser. And I think the first one is going to make the cut at this point. I'll take another War Leader for similar reasons. I don't think any of these, this, and this is pretty bad. Thaumaturgist Familiar is fine. You know, again, it's going to wear the counters from Heliod quite well, but we've already got two Envoys that fill that role, so we'll take another War Leader. These are by no means reasons for me to be in red at the moment. I feel like I know I'm white, and I'll figure out the rest as the draft progresses. Glory Bearers over Wings of Hubris, over Hero of the Games, over Unknown Shores, for all the reasons that we like Courser, right? More enchantment, more white, more better. So we'll snap that up here. And another Courser. Are we going to be mono white at the end of this draft? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm happy. I think Hero of the Pride not making the cut at the moment, as we have no ways to target, but certainly could. I'd say both Nyxborn Coursers do make the cut with the Heliod, Archon, Daxos synergies. Really in the market for some removal. I assume white will flow, as we've really not passed any white. Certainly on the wheel, snapping up those two Coursers. So we'll see how that goes. I wonder if I should just be snapping up lands and sending other signals here as the pack one rounds out. All right, so that's just awesome as a pickup here. So we've got some options here. Mantle of the Wolf is going to be my pick, especially with double Transcendent Envoy, making it a mana cheaper. Now, we could say other things for red as well, like taking Irosa's Blessing and wheeling Dreamshaper Shaman I don't think is crazy. Like, we already have some inklings of wanting to be red, and getting our first removal spell may be better than getting Mantle. I just think Mantle is too good to pass up on. Similarly, Heliod's Pilgrim could be a very safe choice, though we don't have anything to search up for it just yet. And also, being able to get back Mantle with Storyteller and Archon seems kind of nuts. I mean, you can say the same things about Irosa's Blessing as well, but Mantle is just really, really powerful, really hard to deal with, and I think makes the two Envoys a little better as well. So that's going to be my pick, though I wouldn't be surprised if green isn't open from the left. But we didn't really pass that much green other than the Destiny Spinner, right? We saw past Destiny Spinner and Warbriar Blessing, didn't end up seeing any like Chimeras or Typhons or things of that nature. So I'm going to take Mantle. I'm going to move it to the sideboard for now, just thinking about, well, I might not be in green. And I'm going to take Irosa's Blessing over Haktos here. There's a number of considerations here. The first and biggest one being the red cost of Haktos. The second being that this could wheel. If we take Irosa's Blessing and find out that red-white is where we want to be, that this could wheel if no one else is in that color pair. But for all the reasons that we talked about, almost taking Irosa's Blessing over Mantle in the last pack, I think we're definitely going to take Irosa's Blessing here. There's the lone Sentinel's Eyes that I imagine doesn't make its way around, but this is definitely a card that we're interested in snapping up at some point in this draft, though I just don't know if it's going to be this particular copy, as I think Irosa's Blessing is the pick for us. Okay, so now we've got some choices, and I think, we've got Raw Power Level and Shimmerwing Chimera and Elspeth's Nightmare. Nightmare, I think, being better than Chimera. Nightmare, another card that's returnable by Storyteller and Archon. But I think I'm going to take the Heliod's Pilgrim here. Again, we've only got potentially, we can pick up some amulets and play both of these if we're very heavy white, and these end up being one of our only cards of those colors. But I think, being able to play Heliod's Pilgrim to search up either Mantle or Blessing, depending on which color we end up in, is powerful. I assume we'll get more auras down the road with, Dreadful Apathy, Indomitable Will, Sentinel's Eyes, etc. So I'm gonna grab this Heliod's Pilgrim here for sure. Wow, double Elspeth's Nightmare. Whew. That feels bad. I'm not surprised we didn't pass much black as well, so black being open isn't crazy here. Got some medium cards in red. I don't love Thrill of Possibility here. I'm just going to keep taking white cards with Sunmane Pegasus. There's nothing pulling me into playing green or red for either of these that exists in this pack. If Ben ends up with both Elspeth's Nightmares, I almost certainly lose. That's not going to be a good outcome for me. But Dreadful Apathy is a great outcome here for me, and a final death as well. I really hope I don't see any swamps from him, because if I do, I am in trouble. But he would get rewarded for cutting black for sure if that's where he's at. Or if he's multicolor and he just gets those cards and can cast them. But we're going to take Apathy here. Feel really good about it. Again, working well with a number of our cards here in our deck. Nice. And a Pious Wayfarer is a fantastic pickup. I wonder about Altar of the Pantheon here with Heliod and Daxos. Gains us some life. Oh, Altar plus Heliod is really strong. I'm going to be on the lookout. We might end up playing that. And especially if we end up super deep white and then we just want to play both of these, like get an Amulet, get an Altar, and call it a day. But Pious Wayfarer is going to get on in. More great black cards for Ben, or for hopefully not Ben, but I'll just take Dawn of Vandal, which again doesn't do much here at the moment. But we do have some cards worth returning. We just don't have a ton of ways to suit them up. So I'm probably going to put Dawn of Angel on the board for now, but certainly keep my eye out for being able to play it. So, we've got our options here are like some white cards we could play, some red cards we could play, and a green card we could play. But 13 pretty strong main deck cards. I mean, we could take or leave Glory Bearers, I suppose, but pretty synergistic cards here. Maybe take or leave Nyxborn Courser, depending on what the mana looks like. Holy cow. I'm snapping up the second Archon of Falling Stars. This, I think, is a great card for our deck. Sentinel's Eye. This is tough. I feel like I'm a bigger deck, right? So that makes me want Archon over Revoke Eyes or Pegasus, but I do want a copy of Sentinel's Eyes. But I think the Archon is just too good to not take here. That's my feeling. And we get a Captivating Unicorn, which is actually, I think, not the worst for this deck. Maybe Sentinel's Eyes is about to wheel? That'd be crazy. With the power level of either Mantle or Iroas's Blessing, I doubt mono white is where I want to be. But if we get like more removal, I could see that be... Nah, it's really hard. This is single pipped. It's really powerful. Single pipped, really powerful. Both of them synergistic in the deck. It's, I think, going to be hard to imagine not wanting to run either of these. I'll hate a Cling to Dust from Ben if he's black. Take a Hero of the Winds over the Mogis's Favor. Again, I don't anticipate running these cards at the moment, but anything's possible. That Archon pick was really tough. Sentinel's Eyes is good for the deck. Revoke is good for the deck. Well, Revoke less good. I think it's between Archon and Sentinel's Eyes, and I just think the flyer is going to be really... The flyer that dies into returning something, because so much of our deck is enchantments, I think is worth snapping up there. But I'd be curious to hear what folks think. Chariot over the Brute here, and Asleep of the Dead. So, still really don't know what our second color is. I would imagine that red will present itself to be more open than green, but Mantle is more powerful than Blessing. Not much here. Like, we can take a Karametra's Blessing, which I think I probably will. We don't have that yet. In terms of green cards, there's Chimera and Grove Dancer. So we could take Chimera as our first escape card as well, and then move into thinking about Mantle. Actually, that might be what I do. Both single pipped. There's no red cards worth taking. I mean, Blessing is very good for us in terms of it protects... A lot of our creatures are already enchantments, so it just protects them straight up. But I think getting our first way to use the graveyard... Obviously, we have two Archons and Storyteller as well as ways to use the graveyard, but I think getting an escape card here seems good. So I am going to take that. Oh, baby. Yeah, this is going to be a commanding presence for me over Tectonic Giant and over Dreadful Apathy. Over Apathy is close... But again, like presence, and this now makes me wish I had taken the Blessing because I'd like the thing I have to be protected. But we've got a number of evasive threats. Presence it's very powerful. It can come back with Storyteller and double Archon. And Heliod's Pilgrim can go suit it up, or search it up rather. So I'm going to take the presence over the removal spell here. And and ship Tectonic Giant, which does feel a little bad, but what can you do? And now we're seeing nothing good in white. We see a Fateful End to go with our red, and I am going to do that over Chimera number 2. I'll continue to toe the line between red and green as our second color. I think that's fine. Like, if the red is flowing, or we just got shipped the Tectonic Giant, which we passed because it's double red. So I do think that's a real consideration. We want to be a very, very heavy white deck. 11 white sources at the moment, probably, at the minimum. So that consideration there is purely mana base. So I'm going to take Fateful End here, move it on over to the board, and continue to hashtag delay to the decision. We get a second Storyteller, which is great. I think that probably pushes Glory Bearers out of the 4-drop spot, especially because we're going to have one more depending on what our second color is going to be. Can wheel either Indomitable Will or Transcendent Envoy, depending on what the rest of the table does. And now I think we're going to go... This is tough. This is another close one. Final Flare. We don't have a ton of things to sacrifice. Like, really, we'll just have Irosa's Blessing as a card that we're happy to sacrifice. I guess you could activate Apathy and then sacrifice it, but that seems pretty niche to me. Or there's just Dryad of the Elysian Grove as a 3-mana 2/4 that, does trigger Constellation, is a thing we can get back with our 2 Storytellers and our 2 Archons. But I don't think that's where I want to be at. I think I just want the removal spell here. Not sure, again, if we're going to play it, but red is seeming a little bit more open than green this direction. Which is a bummer, because I think Mantle is more powerful, and maybe I should just be saying, screw it, I'm going to play this card no matter what. All right, that... And we continue to toe the line here. Warbriar Blessing, going to be a dip or a nod, I'd say, to green for sure. I mean, now we've got Mantle and Blessing versus Irosa's Blessing and Fateful End. This is tough. Tough. Yeah, this is appealing to me a little bit more than the red at the moment. That could be very wrong, though. But this has been sort of the I don't know, the luxury of being base white, but it may be also a curse of not committing to a second color, is that I'm sort of waffling here in these late picks. Sentinel's Eyes is a gift and a half here for the deck. I wouldn't be mad about Nexus Wardens, I'd say. It's going to trigger a lot. It's incidental life gain with Heliod as well, and we are looking to be perhaps a more grindy deck than most white decks are in general. So, going to be happy with that. Double Envoy is just really nice with Commanding Presence and Mantle of the Wolf. Getting to curve into those 2 to 3 is awesome. Now the question is, do I want Nylea's Forerunner or Sentinel's Eyes number 2? That is close. I kind of like Forerunner here over Eyes number 2. The second copy of Sentinel's Eyes definitely gets worse. Like, once you find both, it feels much worse. I think Forerunner is pretty good, though. What are we giving Trample to? Not a ton. Like, most of our stuff is evasive. I don't know. I could take or leave that pick. I'm not sure that's what we want. Wow, wheeling Karametra's Blessing out of our first pack is amazing. That's a fantastic pickup. Got about 2 more spots in the deck, I'd say, for spells. Looking at these picks. Now that we have Sentinel's Eyes, I think I do like Dawn Evangel in the deck. And now we've got Eyes, Blessing, Mantle, Presence as ways to target. So perhaps Hero of the Pride makes its way in as just another 2-drop. And we just basically splash these. I wonder if there's an argument to... we're never playing Nyxborn Colossus. Honestly, we could play Bronzesword with all of our flyers. Turns the Envoys into something real. Turns the Coursers into 4/4s. I'm going to take that. Tower Scout as just some power and toughness. Indomitable Will wheels. I'm going to play that for sure. And Huntmaster. Actually, I'd rather have Plummet out of the sideboard. And Gift of Strength out of the sideboard. Okay. I was going to say, I was wondering if we're supposed to just go like 11-3-3 or something, but I'm probably just going to go like 11-6 for these 3 cards. Maybe 12-5 even. And that means I do have to make one final cut. And I think that's just going to be a Courser. I kind of like Unicorn. It's just like power and toughness, and we have a lot of ways to trigger the constellation here that I think I'm going to keep this at the top of the curve. And then, yeah, the red options are what? Flare and Blessing. We now have 2 escape cards. We have a ton of ways to use the graveyard as well. I do think I want Indomitable Will. Again, good with the Envoys. Now it's good with Hero. Makes Evangel better. So all of that synergy, I think, is going to play in here. So see what MTGO wants to suggest. 15-2. Yeah, I think 11-6 is where I'm going to be at. Like, yeah, I don't want a ton. I definitely want to have my white sources on time, but I also want to be able to have access to this on 3 and this on 4, or even on 3 with Envoys. So I'm pretty happy with this deck. It seems really powerful. I don't know about, maybe we waffled too much on what our second color is, but hopefully we can get there against Ben. All right, here we are.
Ooh, we got these fancy lands again.
I know. So nice.
Fancy pants. I am on the play, and I am keeping. Let's go.
I unfortunately have to ship it. And that is a keeper. And that is going bye-bye. All right. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, you too. I am curious to see what colors you are. I didn't really speculate on that at all because I was more worried about my lane. Ooh, Pious Wayfarer. We just talked about that bad boy on the podcast.
I know. So good.
So good indeed.
Blue-red.
Blue-red.
Trying the new hotness?
No, I just feel comfortable with what the deck looks like now.
All right. Well, I guess we'll do this.
Wow.
And Smarsh.
You're just stealing my thunder over there. That's my deck.
Sorry. If you can't beat them, join them,
All right. Hulk Smash.
Sure.
Boom.
17 all.
And boom.
Boom and boom has been announced. Fine.
Ugh. Ugh.
Got blocks for days, baby.
Green white, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
You jealous?
I'm not at all. Oh, fine. Other than that, your Nyxborn Courser is eating my Underworld Raid Hound.
Oh, riding some waves?
Riding some waves.
Wow.
What is this attack here, sir?
What do you mean, what is this attack? Wow.
There's no instant speed stuff that kills a creature in green white. Yeah. I block.
All right. Well. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here.
What do you mean that's what you thought? Is that a bad trade for me?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, do you? Much Trixies, very wow.
That's right.
Okay.
Sure. You have a 4 or a 5 drop to play?
I do.
Ugh.
Just curving out, baby.
All right. That is interesting. What am I supposed to do here?
Right click concede.
No. I don't know if I'm supposed to play offense or defense. So if you have an worst case scenario for me, you only have 1 card in hand. Worst case scenario for me is you play an enchantment and smash and tap something down, and I don't have good blocks, which would put me down to 6 and potentially you up to 19. Pretty bad. I think I just need to do this.
Oh. Big bad.
And no attacks.
Big bad Phoenix.
Big bad Phoenix.
Okay.
Sure.
Do.
These are some underpowered cards other than Phoenix we are playing with. And somehow yours are just smashing me.
What to tap? You know?
It's an important decision. You want to go in the tank?
No, I mean, I think it's just Phoenix. So that I can get in with Peggy.
Sure. Not the best. Not the worst.
Oh.
Let's do some scrying here. Bottom.
Make sure your window is visible.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't.
I did not.
Okay.
So you wanna get out of here so I can tell the listeners what that was?
Yeah, I'll leave for a second.
All right. So now that we have the room to ourselves, dear viewers, that was an island on that I put on the bottom and a thrill of possibility that I put on top. Okay.
Can I come back?
You're back.
Okay.
Yeah, safe.
Great.
I told everyone what a horrible person you are. How much you bully me.
Oh no, the secret's out.
Yeah, I still can't attack. So
You can.
I can. It's not a wise decision.
You're allowed to.
There is a disparity in life totals here. Sure. Yeah, make sure I do yield here. This is nice that you have had a steady flow of enchantments.
Oh. I put these cards in my deck to draw them. It's also been nice that I'm on 5 land stop.
Yeah. That is true as well. All right, no blocks. All right, so with this trigger on the stack.
The old Trigger Thirst?
Trigger Thirst.
Ooh, baby. That's one of the best plays, it feels like. Oh,
The
Thrill.
old-
Thrill. Trigger Thrill instead.
Or Trigger Thrill, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, naming. Wait for it.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I want to wait for it.
Wait for it.
Naming.
There's for me.
Okay. Okay.
Man, this is a tough spot. Tough spot. So, yeah. Don't love where we're at here. I think I just do this. Exile 1, 2, 3.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. And your go.
Okay.
Defense. Defense. Sure. All right, about to get a bundle of new cards here.
Bundle, he says.
A bundle. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Draw 2. There's a bundle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, this can't be good for me.
What? Okay, and I get to draw 3 now? Holy cow. All right. Ooh, hot diggity. So many options. All right. Do I want to discard an enchantment or do I want to discard 2 cards? I kind of want to discard 2 cards. And then go land dupe. And by
sir, what is dupe? Please
Yeah.
define dupe for me.
that's this dupe right here.
Okay.
For the viewers at home, I'm mousing over it. Yeah, let's pitch 2 cards. Because we also want fuel in the graveyard for Phoenix.
Wow.
So let's pitch you and you.
Land Thirst. Wow, you got a thirsty deck over there, buddy.
Yeah. And then we have some options, honestly.
I thought you were duping.
Yeah, I thought I was duping, but we could dupe too. I hadn't really thought about duping. I still think it's too good. It's still too much value to pass up on to not dupe, I think. And your go.
Well, first you must attack.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't have any instant speed interaction. You gonna kill me? Mm-hmm. You're the worst.
I'm not the worst. What, you think I feel like I'm sort of priced in a little bit here to doing this.
Yikes. I think this is the best for me. Dead to any pump. Yeah, this feels right. So there's +2/+2. I can't beat that no matter how I block. There's +3/+3. I can't beat that no matter how I block. There's no +1 instant speed. And I think, so I'm left with a creature here. I'm left with 2 cards on the battlefield. You're left with 2 cards on the battlefield. And I have way more gas than you. Yeah. I think this is what I want to do. Am I dead?
Yeah, I have Blessing.
Blessing. Oh, I can't beat that though, right?
Well, you can.
How do I have to block to beat that?
But you like have to chump the unicorn and then like put Trickster on Dawn Evangel.
Oh yeah.
That's not great for you. Like we're then trade it's
So
like trade
if I wanted to play around Karametra's Blessing, I needed to block Wave Rider on. I should have chumped Unicorn with Phoenix, put Wave Rider on Courser, Trickster on Evangel.
Yeah. That's still not great for you.
Ah. Oh well.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What's the play for sure?
That is for sure. Agreed. All right.
I think that might be the most interesting scenario we've had in one of these yet. All right, onwards to sideboarding.
Let's do it.
Okay, we are sideboarding here after losing game 1 to the +2/+2. Ethan's deck looked fairly straightforward. Honestly, Staggering Insight looked pretty good. We saw a stone 0 removal out of him, which is very good for our deck. Also, like, lets us come back from behind. I think I do, like, he's not fast enough that I'm worried about just getting absolutely smashed. So I think I'm going to play Staggering Insight. We'll cut a mountain, cut an island, get Unknown Shores in here, if Magic Online will cooperate. Unknown Shores in, get a Plains in, get Staggering Insight in over Sleep of the Dead, Stern Dismissal. He had a good enough curve that I don't love Sleep. And we have Phoenix and the Rage Hound that are hungry for cards in our graveyard as well. Oh, and we also have to get Traveler's Amulet in here. Or is that already in? No, that's not. Where's our Traveler's Amulet? Hello? There it is. Alright, so Traveler's Amulet in. And then we have to cut another card. I guess we can cut a land. This does make our mana significantly worse. It's fine, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9 red sources, 10 red sources if we count this. So I think we just cut a blue here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. Maybe I have to cut a mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're 8, 8 on blue and red. Kind of 9 with the unknown shores. That seems fine to me. There's nothing else I'm particularly interested in sideboarding. Flummox Cyclops. I guess if he's going to be attacking with some single flying targets. It's so bad if we end up behind, though. We're going to be on the play. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Flummox Cyclops over the Wave Rider. Hashtag stats.
Alrighty, here we are for sideboarding against Ben's red-blue deck. We've seen a number of cards that this targets, and we've also seen a number of situations where this is going to be good for us. So I think I want to try and make room for at least one or both of these. Our flyer seem good. Like Unicorn actually did some work, though maybe on the draw it won't be as good. Glory or the Nyxborn Courser was also really nice against his Rage Hound, and also he's had a bunch of 3/3s, so I may want to think about this as well. We saw Metamized Prophecy, we saw Shimmerwing Chimera, we saw Chimera, Triton Wave Rider, and Phoenix. So I think I'm definitely in for Plummet for sure. And then just want to think about like what do I want to side out. Could be a land on the draw too, because we don't really have ways to use our mana into the late game, save for like Loathsome Chimera. I might cut a land on the draw actually for that Plummet. And then beyond that, I don't know if there's like, it's possible that like Courser is better than Dawn Evangel. Dawn Evangel didn't really seem like it was going to do a ton there. But then I'm bringing in another white card. But I think that's still better. Really nice to brick wall the Rage Hound. I think everything else is going to stay the same. Maybe, does Hero want to? No, I think Hero's still good with, we've got some instant speed stuff and pumping up our flyers. That still seems good. Unless I think I want Gifted Strength as a trick against him over, say, Hero. But I've already got tricks with, you know, I've got Blessing, I've got Will. I'm going to give those swaps a shot.
On the play. In. You ready?
Yeah.
You don't sound confident.
I don't like my hand.
Oh, I thought you deck swapped against me and were regretting it or something.
No.
Doesn't like his hand. I like that you don't like your hand.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. Feels like that could have been a mulligan. I don't know. I use the Ben Warney mentality of you got to trust your deck.
Gotta trust your deck. I like it. Oh, I'm scrying. Okay, so I put a land that I don't need on the bottom, and we're considering this now. So this helps us with this. That makes that slightly worse, but it makes it to where it's castable. It's so tough. I think I need to draw that. That's so bad. It just means my next turn is bad. I think I'm going to bottom that also.
Bottom.
Bottom. I don't need those cards. Hello. Okay, so I think we're going to do the old trigger on the stack Thirst.
Thrill.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Thank you.
any card names these days.
I really don't.
This has been a tough day
It was
for
a
you.
disaster when we recorded the podcast today. All right, so that's good. So we are going to... What are we going to do here? What are we naming? I think... So we're naming one of these two cards on the left here. And I think...
How many cards does a person need to draw, you know?
I know, right?
Just relax.
I think it's this.
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
Here you go. Little sideboard tech.
Splish splash taking a bath over there. Sideboard tech. Revoke existence?
Yikes. All right. Always yield. Let's do this.
Yep. Shocking.
Draw some cards. Okay. And I think we just say go.
This is interesting.
I'm going to time out here.
You definitely are going to time out.
Embarrassingly low compared to yours right now.
Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Rude. All right. Accept.
Okay.
Thing costs what? 4 to escape? Yeah, 2 red. Sure. Always look.
Always look.
Activating unicorn.
Tell me what I'm drawing. What am I drawing? Tell me.
No.
Tell me.
No.
You already said it. You just said it.
I did. All right. So I think we just got to be mana efficient and do this.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, he says. He's impressed.
That's a big boy. Yeah.
That's great for me. Okay. No blocks. Comes back as a 3/3. Yeah. Comes back as a 3/3. All right, so let's attack.
Sure. I accept.
And then I think do this.
Okay.
And say go. A lot of decisions in my deck.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Indeed.
Uh-oh.
I can beat that.
I don't
You have a Transcendent Envoy. It's not ideal. Why are you doing this? You have +2/+2 again? I think I need to do this. Don't think I can beat that Loathsome Chimera in a long game.
Yeah.
Did I just make a great block or a terrible block? I need to know.
I don't know. I mean, like it feels like I'm happy with this result. Right? Like
So he has +2/+2.
I'm happy to get this trade.
All right. Always yield. My turn.
Your turn.
All right. You're a little late to the party here. So I think we do this.
Okay. You know that card has reach, right?
I do. I'm aware. That's why I chose to play it. Is that your pack one, pick one?
It was. It was. It was. Yeah. All right.
Yikes. Okay.
I was terrified that you were in black because I passed 2 Elspeth's Nightmares in pack 2, but I guess the person between us scooped him up.
Yep, I didn't. I did not see those. I passed them a Gary, so they were almost certainly black.
Okay.
1, 2.
Phoenix coming back in?
Baby, come back.
Still leaving up that single white mana, huh?
And you can go.
Okay.
Gee whiz. I'm so dead.
Oh my! It's lagging now.
So dead.
I can't choose. You've screwed up my Magic Online. I can't pick my attackers.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's lagging pretty hard. I think I'm gonna have to restart. All right, and we're back. So we're attacking in with these two.
Way too much goodness.
With a couple of beefers here.
I can't do anything but just take it in the face or chump with Phoenix. So I guess we take it in the face. Yeah.
Is this? Oh, come on, again? What the hell is happening?
I don't know.
I just want to win. I'm just trying to win.
Do you want me to concede? We could call it here.
No. All right. Oh, it's only another. Okay.
All right. No blocks. Yikes.
Another thrill. Okay. Man, you are digging in that deck. Is that 2 thrills, 2 thirsts, and prophecy?
Yeah. I'm so dead. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. 3, 4. Now we find out if you have +2/+2. And I made a great or terrible block. I made a good block. All right. That makes me happy.
But like any situation there is good for me, right?
Right, but I think given the situation, I think I made the correct play for me, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but yeah,
Like,
sure.
I can't let that live in that situation.
Correct, right? Like I think the worst thing for you to do is to single block. So you either double block or take 4.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And now I lose spectacularly.
I think I misplayed. I didn't quite realize that prophecy was popping off the following turn, and you could escape it that next turn when I plummeted. Because I could have just attacked in with both Chimera and Envoy, and then fired off Will on whichever you blocked.
Oh yeah.
I think that was better. But
these have been interesting games.
Yeah, for sure. Was Phoenix your pack 1 pick 1?
No, it was I got past. No, I opened it. Pack 2 pick 1.
Gotcha.
My pack 1 pick 1 was the wave break it became. That was an interesting draft. I settled in to blue white and then like jump ship for red. All right, am I dead here? What's happening?
Yeah, you are
quite dead. All right, good games. Those were fun.
GG's, yeah.
It was a good draft.
Yeah, your deck looks sweet.
It is. It's very good. It's a cool deck.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep, we'll catch you for another Lords of Limited Showdown next month.